Then I went to Copper State University.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I pretty much just started doing my own thing. But while I was in Vermont, I was actually driving home on the weekends to work with Charm City Records and Ezekiel. Just starting in the clubs by getting emails for everybody, running the VIPs and getting the emails. So
Okay.
I was doing PR work when I didn't know I was doing PR work. Like I said, I went to school for a whole nother subject. So, and that's mental health. That's really my background. But, God placed all his passion in me and allowed me to do everything. I call myself the jack of all trades, but I'm the master of all. It's about balance. Just, so.
Yeah.
Like I said, at the beginning was definitely from Charm City Records in Baltimore City. So shout out to those guys out there.
Shout out to B More.
For getting me started and keeping me safe and sound and allowing me to make a couple dollars when I was in college, though. But yeah, man, that's how we got started.
Yeah, and so you moved to Charlotte, and you probably found out like I did. You know what I'm saying? And there's no diss to Charlotte, but it's a incubated time. What am I trying to say? It hasn't really nourished its full musical scene yet. You know what I mean? So although there are many talented people there, as far as artists, producers, distribution companies, entertainment lawyers, all those elements, the scene itself has never really cultivated itself to really push and come from within. It's like people actually go outside to do certain things. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, man. It's just about, it happens in every city. By me traveling a lot, I wouldn't just single that city out. I think more people are just moving there and starting to see it just from that city. But I don't want to single Charlotte out, man. It's happening in every city. And as a human being, as human beings, no matter where you are in life or on this earth, we just need to support one another no matter what. And at the end of the day, that's something that our culture, really don't. We really don't do. Keep it 100. We really don't do that like all the other cultures and ethnicities that live over top of their business with everybody in one house and ain't nobody complaining. So.
That's true.
I
understand.
So yeah, but I felt it in Charlotte a little more. Charlotte, my city made me and raised me and made me tough, but Charlotte definitely opened my eyes and allowed me to see the things I needed to see before I moved to LA. So, I mean, coming from my city, we just got to see a lot of murders. We know how to deal with death. Going to other cities, I never had to deal with hating from my city. I never had to deal with that, so I never experienced that. Never knew how to deal with it until I went to other cities, and just to see different type of people, man. From where I'm from, probably get a legitimate reason. You get it how you live. But in these other cities, it's definitely different. People do a lot of playing around, and we don't take things serious enough as a culture. We just don't take things serious enough. But
right,
yeah, man.
Now I'm trying to remember.
I love Charlotte. It's a part of me, though.
Yeah, Charlotte is the spot. That's my second town. That's my second town. You know what I mean? That's my whole thing. And see people. They got me doing an event in Charlotte and coming from Atlanta. There was always a perception that we're just gonna come to Charlotte, use what we want to, and then go back to Atlanta. But that wasn't never our purpose. You know what I'm saying? Our purpose was to go there and cultivate Charlotte, use Charlotte resources, use the Charlotte entertainment attorneys, use the distribution companies there, use the CD presses there. You know what I'm saying? There was a guy when we first started, a CD pressing company out of Charlotte. He had one of the largest operations on the East Coast as far as printing up DVDs and stuff like that. But as far as CDs, there was entertainment, there was companies, there was artists who were local there. And instead of going to see this dude, I think his operation was next to, it wasn't Eastland Mall. It was one of those, what was the mall that closed down? But I can't think of it. But he had a big operation on the south side of town before you get to the airport. And folks didn't even know he existed there. They went and sent their stuff to disc makers and, you know what I'm saying, out of town, send it up to New Jersey or send it down to, send it over to LA or wherever else to get the stuff pressed. You can went right in your town and got it pressed right there in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? And that was my issue. It's like, people didn't utilize that. I mean, what was the big studio there with an R? I can't remember everything there, man.
But audio box.
Yeah, audio box one and Reflection Studios. The Reflection Studios was at its time one of the biggest studios of its time. Nelly used to come through there and record, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? So people would come from out of town and record in Reflection, but the local acts weren't necessarily going to say, okay, let's go record here, Reflection. Let's go use this mastering engineer or whatever. You know what I mean? Only the bigger acts like Anthony Hamilton, or you know what I'm saying, or Nelly, or some of the larger acts were utilizing studios like that. But
Charlotte got a lot, man. It's another engineering spot in Charlotte where Celine Dion go, Jeezy, man, a lot of legends been through there. A lot of legends. I'm having a brain fart right now.
Oh, that's
cool.
Can't
think of the name of it.
You sound like me. I couldn't think of it either. I've been doing the event for 13 years.
I'm gonna remember the name. But yeah, man, it's crazy. But they got it's a lot going on in Charlotte. There's a lot going on everywhere. You just got to be willing. You got to go out there and get it.
Right.
If you don't know where to start, you got to start somewhere. So start walking. Shit, somewhere you better start walking.
Listen, and I'm trying to dig. Like I said, I'm digging into you because, like I said, I'm proud of where you have come from and where you've gone to. There was adversity. There was stuff you was telling me about. People stealing stuff, or what was it? Did they break into your house, your car? I can't remember. They were.
And everything I didn't have to experience in Baltimore, I experienced in North Carolina. And like I said, it's always been a dream for me to live in North Carolina because I have family there.
Right.
But I wasn't expecting all that I got out of it, good and bad. Like I said, life is about balance, so you got to learn how to deal with everything and keep it moving.
Right.
So, you know, I experienced, just a lot in 4 years, so much in 4 years. You know, a few things that I couldn't control, that was beyond my control, but like I said, I was allowed to deal with it. Identity theft. You know, I never knew anything about identity theft until I moved to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Waking up to people mowing my lawn. Waking up to people mowing my lawn, coming home, my door's open. And 2 houses. So, I mean, when you're in Baltimore, you know who's stealing your shit. I mean, your stuff. I'm sorry, I got 2 kids in the car, so we got to keep it.
That's cool.
In Baltimore, we know who's stealing our stuff. It's either our parents, our uncles, aunts, or cousins.
Right.
You know, when you go to a different city, it's kind of hard to, it's a little bit more uncomfortable when you go into another city. So, you just, you don't know these people who's stealing from you. And like I said, when you at home, you know who's stealing from you, your family. So it's kind of different, you know. And at home, and if it's somebody else, then, you know, we handle it a different way.
Right.
But I didn't go on this journey to handle things like I would have a couple years ago. You know, man, I know I've come a long way. I had anger management, so dealing with those things, I never thought I would be able to handle being so angry, and I got out of it without reacting like I used to react. So, you know, like I said, Charlotte prepared me for so much. Shout out to Charlotte one more time. That's my second home, for real.
Yeah,
I love
man.
all my family and friends there.
Shout out to Charlotte. Yo, shout out to my man, Chief Rock of Jersey Vernon, number 1 Chief Rock of Jersey Vernon, who's just stepped in the room. Kaboom. Yeah, so, when it comes to, like I said, you done a lot of different things because number 1 is you're pretty athletic. I mean, I seen, you know what I'm saying, you cut lean, you know what I'm saying. I'm checking out the physique you rocking, you know what I'm saying. So you keep yourself, you know, pretty fit. And I think you were coaching one time in Charlotte, correct?
Yes, yep. I was coaching at KIPP Charter School. So shout out to KIPP. KIPP is definitely a large organization.
Shout out to KIPP.
Started by African Americans. It's a charter school in 20 different states, 165 schools, y'all. So make sure y'all show some love.
Wow.
Go donate y'all money to KIPP Charter School.
Okay.
But yeah, I started off coaching at KIPP and made a little bit of history there. I took the girls and everybody played and we went undefeated about 2 years ago in 2015. And by the grace of God, by me having that background, subbing and teaching there, I transferred my job out here.
Right.
I was doing math in North Carolina, but out here I was doing PE, so that kind of made me, physical education, that kind of made me have to, stay in shape a little bit. So thank God for that, because any other way, I wouldn't have been able to do it besides playing basketball.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I say, you hustle, man. You do so many things. You say Markeisha, jack of all trades, and you ain't lying about that at all.
Jack of all trades.
You do natural hair too, right?
Natural hair. I also got my natural hair license in North Carolina, where, we was able to get that. I was able to get that before they started making people go to school, and it was a wonderful investment. Again, it was something that I had to do. I put it all together in 1 week. I needed the cosmetology book, didn't have that. Somebody told me I had to pay $200. When I looked it up, it was $200. But by the grace of God, that same person that I did, I don't even know if you know this part, but the young ladies that I was doing the internship for, one of them, Lala, I gotta shout out Lala. Lala was the first radio show, and her radio show, when I decided to go on my journey, I prayed and asked God to show me signs. Because if you want me to believe in you, you got to show me something. I don't care who you are. Show me that you're real. I don't care who you are. So when I asked God to show me signs, he gave me signs. And the first show I was on, it was called Living Your Life on Purpose with Lala.
Yep.
Lala ended up having her license already. I had 2 days to study 6 chapters of anatomy physiology. So, with the natural hair license, we had to take a written exam and a practical exam in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Right.
And make a long story short, I passed the test when I thought I was, and I walked out of there like mad with my arms folded and everything. They had on the screen where you could see how many questions you answered, and if you want to go back, man, I swear I didn't answer half of the questions yet.
Wow.
But, not even halfway through, I took a breather and I just put my hands on that monitor, and it's a real story. I put my hands on the monitor and I prayed. And I walked out of there with that, with my license. And I only had to pay $20 to get my natural hair instructor's license, which now we can get thousands of dollars from. So thank you to the state boards for inquiring that, because it did nothing but help us in the community.
Wow, we got my man G, real people music up in this piece too. He actually just joined the chat. That's Glenn.
We love G. That's one of our other good partners.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, with our Mid-Atlantic Music Conference. What's up, G?
Yeah.
I got a lot of people tuning in too. I'm going live.
Okay.
Even Dwayne.
Tell everybody they can join in the live chat if they want to. WSMEradio.com. There's a live chat bubble. Just click on it and you can join the interaction with the chat if you want to. Got a chat room of folks.
Maximilian's one of my protectors. Match McKenzie.
What's
one
good?
One of my protectors and dope artists. Joe.
What's good, you fellas?
Thank you guys for tuning in. But
all right.
Yeah, man.
So now that you spoke about the natural hair license, let me tell you this. This happened this week. Did you hear about the Shea Moisture commercial?
The Shea Moisture department?
The company, Shea Moisture, they actually had a commercial that came on this week. It might have been last week.
I haven't seen the commercial yet, but I'm definitely aware of the product.
Well, no. Yes, now the product, it has had a history. A lot of people say they used it. But these people put out an ad and then had to put out an apology. The ad started with a light-skinned girl talking about her hair and, saying the challenges she has. And then they had 2 or 3 white girls in it, in the same commercial. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to say that they don't use Shea Moisture, but the Shea Moisture company was like, we're trying to be inclusive and, show diversity. You know what I'm saying? But the struggles we have already with our natural hair, you know what I'm saying? Just because it's kinky don't mean, you know what I'm saying? It just went all out of bounds, man. They had to go they stuck their foot in their mouth on this one. Like, yo, we're sorry.
You know. They used us to pick the cotton. We gotta use them to sell our brand too.